Hello mga peeps! Kamusta kayo? Ako to, si Simple Girl, nagbabalik para sa panibagong episode ng Itanong Mo with Simple Girl. So ano pang inaantay ng everyone? Tara na! Yan! Kasama natin ngayon yung nag-iisa, ang one and only, ang pinaka-cute, Christian Noe D. Bongalbal. Hello, palakpakan naman natin. Thank you po. I'm so glad to be here. Maraming salamat po, Miss Simple Girl. Maraming salamat sa pagpapaunlak sa akin dito. May I ask, Christian, how are you? How are you doing? Are you feeling well? Because I'm feeling well. And you know, as a simple girl, we must be feeling well. Kasi ganun dapat kagating lumalaban sa buhay. Wala dapat tayong inaatrasan. Maraming salamat. Actually, simple girl, I'm fine. I'm doing great. I am still studying at Philippine Normal University, and you know, it's kind of hard, but it's kind of exciting too. So, ayun, let's look forward. Let's look forward. Ikaw naman. Sige na nga, huwag na tayo magpatumpik-tumpik. Tsikahan na. So, Christian, this is my first question. Is being a teacher your childhood dream? Yes, it is my childhood dream. I remember being engaged in a teacher-teacherian game where I am always the teacher and I bring a lot of books and notebooks just to share to my students. And I choose teaching for first. I am very fond of children. I can deal with them, and along with this, I believe that aside from providing learning or information to my students, I also want them to be inspired. You know, I want to become a teacher so that I can make a real difference in my students' lives. Being a teacher kasi, it means that I take the task of developing young people into kind, thoughtful, and contributing adults very seriously. I have always been grateful to my teachers and the educational system for making me the person that I am today. I only hope that I can make that same kind of positive impacts on the minds and hearts of my students. Wow naman, so inspiring. So I agree with you, Christian. So my another question is that, what kind of a teacher you are? Siyempre, diba, marami kang students na makikilala. So anong klaseng teacher ka nga pa? You know, simple girl, I see myself as a teacher that always prioritizes the welfare of my students. Because so many children need love, reassurance, and attention, and I strive to be that person that builds them up when no one else ever has. I want to not only tell, but show my students that with commitment and the hard work that I believe that I possess, they are capable of anything and can be anything that they want to be. I hope to create a safe place for the children in my classroom, where teamwork and empathy are rewarded just as, enthusiastically as a good test score. Through love and understanding, I believe that I can help students achieve their highest potential. So, I guess that's who I am. And aside from that, simple girl, I think I am also a teacher that don't subscribe to the ideology of academic terrorism, because first, the late Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago has mentioned that it is our job to cure ignorance. And ayun, parang marami kasi, I have experienced a lot na nagagalit sila sa estudyante nila whenever their students don't know a specific thing. And I don't see that as a problem. That's our job to provide them information. And aside from that, it only reflects how effective and a good teacher I am. And for me, it's okay to establish authority, but to the point that it leads to academic terrorism, it's a no for me. And aside from that, students tend to develop anxiety whenever they experience academic terrorism in the academy. So, yeah. So, Christian, this is, I guess, the second to the last question. Do you experience reading words like, bakit ka nag-teacher? Ang tali-talino mo. You're more than that. Marami ka na bang narinig na ganun? And how do you respond? Yes, simple girl. I experienced it a lot. And you know what's more painful? Is that I heard it from the people that I am so close with my relatives. They always told me na, bakit nag-teacher ka? Hindi ka naman yayaman. And before, I always respond in a negative way. But eventually, I realized na, why would I need to prove myself to them? And at the first place, I know my capabilities. And it is my childhood dream. I am always pursuing what I love. And I don't want to pursue another career kasi they were always telling me na, mag-shift ka na lang. It's not that easy at the first place. And I don't want to have a job which I don't like and I don't love, rather. So, that's it. Wow, ang galing-galing mo talaga. Idol na kita. So, ito nga yung next na tanong. But before that, may papakita tayo sa VTR. Ito yung mga highlights mo na may kinalaman sa yung pagtuturo and a video that me and my team gathered. I don't know, and just to share to our viewers kung gaano mo nga ba talaga kalab ang public speaking and teaching. So, roll VTR!
Mr. Noe D, Bongalbal. Julius from National High School. I believe you. Kapag ako po ay lumaki, ang gusto ko po talaga ang gusto ko pong maging ay fashion designer because bata pa rin po talaga ako. God gave me a talent to draw. Aside po sa pagiging fashion designer, gusto ko rin po maging printmaker kaya po ni Jonas Gahud. Gusto ko din po maging English teacher sa high school kasi gusto ko po mas ma-develop po yung confidence ko at yung skills ko in speaking English because I am not fluent in speaking English. And bago ko po talaga kami nakatapos ng grade exam, syempre po, gusto ko nang ipagpatuloy kasi nakakaloka yung mga tanungan sa ENCA. Kapag natapos ka ng grade na, anong gagawin mo? Matulog. Meron pa po na titigil sa pag-aaral, yung katrabaho, pagpapatuloy ng grade 10. Siyempre po, basically gusto ko magpatuloy ng grade 10. Kaya, yun po. And thank you.
Wow! Saan mo naman nakuha yan, simple girl? Maraming salamat. Naiiyak mo ako. Joke lang. And, oh my God, I'm beyond grateful, simple girl. Ikaw naman, carry lang yan. It's so good. So, ito na ang aking final question. What is your teaching philosophy? I mean, what theory, what principle, what philosophy? Ganun. You know, simple girl, I always subscribe to the idea of progressivism because in progressivism, it believes that individuality, progress, and change are fundamental to one's education, believing that people learn best from what they consider most relevant to their lives. And as a progressivist, it centers their curricula on the needs, experiences, interests, and abilities of my students. As a progressivist teacher, I will try to make school interesting and useful by planning lessons that provoke my students' curiosity. Because in a progressivist academe, students are actively learning. Students interact. I want my students to interact with one another and develop their social qualities, such as cooperation and tolerance for different points of view. In addition to that, students solve problems in the classroom similar to to those they will encounter in their everyday lives. So, ayun. Simple girl, before I end this, I just like to add a few words from Greg Ashman because he believes that as a progressivist teacher, learning should be natural and it should be learning. We believe that learning is by doing. And as a progressivist teacher, we don't think children should be punished because we believe that children's behavior is a large product of their circumstances, and therefore it is cruel for them, or it is cruel to punish them for poor behavior. It is controlling and undemocratic because punishment is also counterproductive and will not fix the problem. But instead, students should explore their behavior through discussion. Another is, we think that the content is interchangeable, and we believe that learning must be relevant and authentic. And lastly, we think that the future fundamentally changes everything. So thank you. Wow, that's a lot of words. Thank you very much for being with us today, and I hope that our viewers know or gather a lot of information from you, especially those who will become a teacher someday. So do you have any more words, Christian? Ayan, so thank you for having me here, Miss Simple Girl. It was such an honor, and my message to my fellow pre-service teachers and to my fellow future educators, now always believe in yourself, because what we are doing or what we are experiencing is for our future students, for the bayan, for sa ating bayan. And ayan, so again, thank you for having me here. Yan, so this ends our session for today. Until our next interview, goodbye, viewers.